Now, the bank account opening. Now, be careful that this is a series of 5 videos. We are currently at the second one, open a bank account. So if you're interested to watch the whole series, I advise you to go back to the first one, incorporate the company in Hong Kong. Otherwise, yeah, just feel free to check just this one if you're just interested in opening an account in Hong Kong. Now, maybe you have noticed, and maybe you heard or you read things on forum that opening a company in opening a bank account in Hong Kong, is becoming more and more difficult. And the reason for that is because there is more and more rules, and not only in Hong Kong, all around the world, the rules applying to anti-money laundering, counterterrorism financing, FATCA, so FATCA is for the US, or the Common Reporting Standard of the OECD that requires an automatic exchange of information. All these is extra compliance for the banks. Because of these extra compliance, banks first get scared because they didn't know what to do. And also they started to take commercial decisions using compliance excuses, at least in Hong Kong. Now, Hong Kong is a really resilient economy. And basically, each time there is rules or things like that, we are generally the first one to go in and the first one to get out of it. So yeah, when these started, Hong Kong banks freak out, and it was near impossible to open a bank account. But since then, so since 2016, I will get back to that in a minute, things get a bit easier actually. So let's go back to a small timeline to see what is the situation now. So if you look in the past, so before February 2016, why Feb 2016 is because it's the time that me personally in the practice, I saw the change. I saw really like HSBC systematically refusing every bank account opening, people flying to Hong Kong and going back home without a bank account. In the past, so before this date, it was a bank heaven era, I would say. Everybody was going to HSBC. You would get your meeting. Unless you were a drug dealer or extremely shady person, you would get the account pretty easily. You just needed a little bit of preparation, and you will get the account ready in 2 weeks, maybe towards the end, maybe 3 weeks, max 1 month. But when I say max 1 month, it's really maximum. So it was pretty easy. When I opened my bank account, just went to HSBC, answered a few questions, and I exit the bank with my token. And if I remember well, I even had my ATM card directly given to me. And 1 week later, they just activated the whole thing and I could start operating. The credit card took a bit longer to come. Credit card is more like a debit card in Hong Kong, but it took a bit longer to arrive, but maybe like 2 or 3 weeks. So it was really easy. Then February 2016, all these rules I mentioned above, all these new requirements, compliance, etc., started to appear. We started to talk about it. CRS, for example, came in Hong Kong in 2018, but obviously the bank had to anticipate. They saw it coming, but the anti-money laundering was already in application around that time. So banks became really difficult to work with, and this was the bank hell era, I will call that. You could come to any bank and they would just refuse you straight away. All but one. So towards end of 2016, there is this Chinese bank, China CITIC International, that tried to get as much clients as possible by, just taking the clients that couldn't open an account with HSBC, and they start to get a lot of clients from this strategy. I talk with a few of their staff there, and it seems they didn't have a really good understanding of what was going on with the compliance. So we were able to get accounts for our clients between this period, and we sent everybody there. Now they get so many clients in such a short period of time that their e-banking crashed, and it was not the best experience for our clients. But yeah, that was the alternative at that moment. Towards the end of 2017, CITIC woke up and realized that, wait a minute, there is all this compliance arriving. We should maybe stop taking all the clients like that, And if you look at it, at this period, it coincided with the time when Hong Kong started to implement the CRS, So it was towards the end of 2017. Then we get, towards the end of 2017, Neat, which is a virtual bank. It's a virtual banking solution because it's not a bank. Actually, they don't have the virtual banking license, which came later on. But towards 2017, it was because I was there for their launch in October 25th. we actually did an event with Neat to help them to launch Neat Business. And that was gold for me, because basically suddenly we could get account again for the clients, and it was opened fairly easily and quite fast. So that was great. And you could also get a card. No, you didn't have multi-currencies. It came with with the trade-offs. No, it was not all perfect, obviously. And some people, have been complaining on a few things, but honestly, it was better than nothing back then. And in February 2018, Currency, that was operating with Forex, basically foreign exchange, started to open what they call the Currency Global account. And this works like a regular bank account as well. And the cool thing with them is that you could get a multi-currency, and they were offering some really good solutions for Amazon sellers to bring back the money in Hong Kong. Now it's a bit expensive because there are other solutions on the market, but back then it was quite a good option. So now with Currency, you could get a multi-currency account, but unfortunately you had no cards. And Neat had the card, but you didn't have the multi-currency. If you look now what's going on, Currency still doesn't have card, but it's trying to get it. Neat still have the card and is now launching Euro and USD accounts. Now for the last few months, they had some issues with their partners. I won't go into the details. Maybe I will ask David, the CEO of Neat, to have an interview in the next few months or in next few weeks even, to actually discuss that, what is the evolution at Neat, so that you can get updated information. But they had a bit of an issue at the beginning of the year. Now they seem slowly solving it. I hope they will be completely operational by August. And let's see what they will come up with, So these are some options. Now there's more virtual banking coming. I know that Standard Chartered has asked for the banking license, virtual banking license, and they got it. There's new solutions such as Air Wallets that are coming in, and I can really see that these virtual banks are really serving a specific customer segment of startups and new businesses that wants a bank account and that won't be served by the big banks. And they're quite fast to get the accounts, okay? Now, you have to see, because, when I'm not promoting any of them, I don't have any shares or anything with those companies. But so you have to see at any given time. This is just a video today. You have to see what is their situation. As I said, Neat had some problem over the last few months. Now they seem solving it. They're coming back stronger. Let's see at that moment if they are completely operational. So you better ask them and you see how things goes. Same with Currency. I'm telling you, there is no card, but maybe if you look in 3 months, 4 months, they will have cards. So just check with them what is the situation and see if these are good solutions for you or not. Just don't think, Laurent said it's good and you get your account in 1 week. Yes, you can get the account in 1 week when they work flawlessly. People are concerned also with the virtual banks, because they're like, but is my money safe with those guys? As I said in other videos, if you have been following my channel in the past, actually your money is as safe with them that it will be in a regular bank in Hong Kong, because the money is not held by Neat or Currency, it's held by a traditional bank. Neat used to work with ICBC and Standard Chartered Bank. I don't know what is the solution now, because as I said, they have been changing a few things the last few months. Currency works with DBS, so basically your money is deposited in those banks. No, they are just an interface. And those banks are under the deposit protection scheme. So your money is as safe as it will be with other traditional bank account. Okay. Now they have a bit of limitation, but to start, I would say when you open a company in Hong Kong, open an account with them straight away, and then you will see for other options. Then the other thing is what will happen now. What I can see is that it has been like 2.5 years now, that even a bit more than that, 3 years, I would say, that things get really, not really, but it gets complicated with the banks. And I can see that the banks now are, traditional banks are interested to get back into the SME game, We can see some effort from DBS or CBC, even HSBC, to get back in the game and accept new clients. So I do believe that now that they start to understand a little bit what's going on, they will get back into the SME game, and soon we'll be able to open accounts with them. So it's interesting to keep an eye. Now, it's not yet as easy as it used to be. And I don't think it will ever get back that easy. But I just had a talk recently with OCBC. I just opened an account with them for myself, for my company. I just had a talk with HSBC as well. They say that's what they said, but within a month you can get an account with them. So it's becoming possible as well. They don't have these huge requirements of huge turnover to open accounts anymore. So it's becoming easier, But I would still, and also what they do now is that they assess your case before you come to Hong Kong, especially OCBC and HSBC. You can ask them to review the case first. DBS, I'm not sure. I think you still have to go through their online platform and maybe come personally directly. I don't know. But I had confirmation from OCBC and HSBC that you could just go there. You can just submit the documents. They will assess if they think it's a good case. Then you fly and you meet the banker. For the virtual banking, again, you don't need to fly. So what I believe is that from now-ish, we'll start to have a bit of a hybrids between virtual banks and traditional banks. I still believe that virtual bank have a place in the markets now. They really make themselves valuable to the small company, and I think we'll have a bit of a hybrid system. I don't think everybody will get back to traditional banks. I think it will be a bit of both. Plus, they have developed some competitive advantage, each of them in their own area. So I think it will be there to stay for more years. Now, if you want to open a traditional bank account, what they will look at, the bank wants to see business proof. So they want to see you are running a genuine business, and you can show, look, we have this invoice, here's our website, this is our brand, this is what we sell. We sell to this market, we source from this supplier, so here's what we are doing. Look. So if you can go to the bank with already an accounting done for a few months or a year, for example, maybe even audited account, this will already help quite a bit, which then explain why it would be a good idea maybe to start with a virtual bank account and then go for a traditional bank when you grow bigger and you need more services from them. Then the other thing they look at is the genuine reason for Hong Kong and Hong Kong business operations. So they want to see that your business has a real reason to be here. It's not just dodging tax and hiding and doing some offshore tax exemption with nominee shareholders, etc. So they want to see something that is, there's a real reason. So I don't know, you do your sourcing in China, so you have a Hong Kong company so that you can have access to China. You run international consulting operations. You need a base for the business. You choose Hong Kong because you serve many clients in the region. And it makes sense to you, or you live close by, you live in the Philippines, or you live in Malaysia, or in Hong Kong, so it makes sense you open here. You do trading with China, so you have to buy from there, etc. Okay, so real reason. Or you need services that you can get in Hong Kong, but you cannot get somewhere else. No, so here it's one of the good thing. Obviously, the Hong Kong resident are preferred because there will be less compliance if you are a Hong Kong resident. What I mean by Hong Kong resident is not necessarily PR. So in Hong Kong, you become PR after 7 years, so permanent resident, like me, for example. But if you just arrive and you have a Hong Kong ID, it's already good enough to them. You're already considered a Hong Kong resident. And the fourth thing is that they like simple structure. Don't go to see the bank with 5 layers of BVI, Seychelles, Cayman, and the ultimate beneficiary is the same guy as the Hong Kong company. So you're like, why? And the bank will ask questions and it will make their life difficult. It will make your life difficult as well. Okay. Another thing about talking about difficult lives, bank compliance is much more annoying than virtual banks. So you have to do your compliance from time to time, and you better do it well, otherwise they block the accounts, etc. Okay, so yeah, that's something to know as well. So this is a 5-video series. We just cover incorporating a company account. Now this video talked about open a bank account in Hong Kong. We have 3 more videos that will discuss maintaining the company, accounting, audit, tax, and offshore tax exemption. So if you want to learn more, just keep going through the series that will be in the playlist. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, you should definitely check this video as well. And also, don't forget to put a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell. And if you have any question, don't hesitate to send us an email at info@athenasia.com. And I see you in the next video.